What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So I just want to share with y'all the most wonderful experience I had this past weekend, or was it this past one? I don't know, either way it was this past weekend or whatever. I went to a boat and fishing expo here in my city in Greensboro. We have one every year. I used to go as a kid and I haven't been in a long time, so I say, you know what, I'm gonna just go and see what it's like again now that I have to spend my own money on fishing gear. So it's definitely a different experience. But in this video, I'm just going to briefly share just my whole experience, just highlight some of the things that I saw that I really enjoyed. And I'm just really encouraging you to, if you have an expo going on in your city or whatever kind of fishing event you got going on in your area, I say go and do it and check it out. Because I mean, I learned a lot. They had, of course they had vendors and lures for sale and everything, anything for sale, but then they also had seminars as well. So people were teaching and dropping good knowledge on fishing. Like a lot of things that I was hearing, like, yeah, I already know this as a fisherman with experience, but when you actually get to see it broken down, and like they had the fish tank there and just actually seeing bass respond to lures and everything and how they were working and everything, it changes the game for you, because that's something that you really don't see as an angler. Like you're not really going to see your lure that much unless you're just in super clear water where you can see it, but just the knowledge that was going on. So like I said, I'm just going to share the experience. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and as always, like if y'all really enjoying the content, make sure y'all are subscribing, because I really do appreciate that. That's helping me out. And just make sure you're sharing and liking and leaving a comment. Let me know what you want to see next. But thank y'all. Definitely got to get this experience here. One of the vendors that we're looking at is Spanker Jigs, and we want to talk to the owner here in a moment, but I hope y'all really enjoy some of the products that they have that I got to show you.
My name is Jeff Shelton. I'm the owner of Spanker Jigs, a company I started in 2006. It's quality handcrafted American-made fishing lures. Check us out on Facebook and see if the colors we have will work at your lake. Thanks a lot.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So run your leader shorter, 4 to 6 inches, and you'll get more bites. And if you Texas rig your bait, you can throw it in more places like brush piles, laydowns, around docks. And if you tie the snell knot on the hook, when you set the hook, it'll actually pop that bait up into the roof of the fish's mouth versus getting it in the corner where the skin is thin and they're more likely to pull or jump off. And then you add a rattling weight to it with our rattle shot. Then you appeal to more of the bass's senses instead of just sight. Now you got sound and vibration.
Catch most of the fish on the flutter in the fall. So you look twitch it, whatever's keying in on this, they see it, but when it starts to flutter away, when you pull back directly and it flutters in the fall, that's where I usually trigger the strikes.
Bass, speckled trout, any species that's going to eat like a fly, tons of walleye, redfish, speckled trout.
I mean, that's a big lure for like, I wouldn't try competition.
No.
I'm over here right now by the Deep Creek Lures display and the vendors. They got some amazing soft plastics, and they smell wonderful too. I had one in my hand for a minute. I still smell it till this day. I don't know how I got all over the place, but it's just like it was in my mask, in my pocket and everything. But it has a wonderful attractant, very soft and durable plastic. So y'all make sure y'all check them out as well.
Hey guys, Scotty Smith here with Deep Creek Lures. We're here at the Greensboro show. We'd like for you guys to come out and check us out and see all the products we got. One of our main sellers we have is we're going to be our green pumpkin, green flake finesse worm. If you're a shaky head fisherman, give this color a try. This is actually one that puts a lot of fish in the boat for me.
Fishing as we used to. One thing that you're going to try to do is go locate the fish, right? You got to find the fish in order to start catching them. A lot of people are like, man, I have no idea how to do this. All I do is I go out there to the lake or the pond, and I go down the bank and just start throwing at the bank, right? That's all you do. It's all you know how to do. Guys, these fish right here, if you do that, you're going to be catching a lot of small ones, right? Little bitty ones, most of the time. The bigger ones are off the shore, okay? But most all of these fish are in the exact same spot, facing the exact same direction. Do y'all know why? Remember, I've got stuff to give away. What'd you say? The magnetic field, no. Current. Lazy we get. Can we all agree on that? Fish are the exact same way. The bigger ones, when's the last time that you saw a double-digit bass caught on a spinnerbait? It doesn't happen often. Why? Because they're lazy. Guys, they're lazy. They want, especially the bigger they are, the older they get, the more lazy they get. So baits like this are not designed to catch that big fish, okay? But what they do is they catch the little fish. And we want to catch that little fish, right? Because since they're a schooling fish, that big one is in there with that little one. So you use a bait like this and you move it really, really fast in order to locate the fish. Once you locate the fish, you have to turn and throw a bait like this bait right here or this one right here in order to catch that big one. So sure, if you want to catch, you have to ask yourself every time you go out fishing, do I want to catch 25 fish today that are all about this size? Or do I want to catch about 5 fish and have a chance at a really big one? Because if you use a bait that's moving really fast like this, most of the time, you're only going to be catching these ones. With the spinnerbait, right, you're going to try to locate the fish. That's why, guys, you have to have a minimum of 30 rods and reels, and that's just a start. 30 of them, okay? Now, the reason for that, guys, we have a different combination for every style of fishing, okay? Like, for instance, if you're out there trying to use a spinnerbait with a big old, long, 7'7", medium, heavy jigging rod, you're not going to be as accurate. It's going to wear you out throwing that thing out all day long, right? If the person in the boat, let's say you go fishing with your wife, okay, or your best friend, and you're both using the exact same crankbait, the exact same one. The person that can outcast the other one is going to catch more fish. Why? Because crankbaits all have a strike zone, right? They go down to a certain depth and they stay at that depth, and then they go out of that depth near the boat. The person that can throw it the farthest has that bait in that strike zone for longer, therefore they're going to catch more fish. If you're out there trying to use a finesse rod, like this one, to throw a big old huge crankbait, you're not going to be able to throw it as far. So you're not catching as many fish, okay? If y'all have any questions after the show, I'll be more than happy to show you which ones you need for what style of fishing. Now, how many different colors of spinnerbait they have on the market? Thousands, right? How do you know which ones to use? You got to go to that store and buy every single one of them and try them out, right? No. Okay, guys, all you need is three different colors: white, chartreuse, and chartreuse white. That's it. The lighter the color of water, the lighter the color of bait. The darker the water, the darker the bait. What is the best color of spinnerbait that you can throw in clear water?
White.
White. That's right. What is the best color that you can throw in murky water? What? Out of those 3 colors, who said chartreuse? There it is. Out of those 3 colors. Now, chartreuse white across the board for any other style of fishing. The reason for that, yes, black would be a really good color to use because of like something like this. Believe it or not, if you were to drop it, get your rod tip up and start pulling it back to you while you make the transition to start reeling. You see how close that is to the surface? You can keep this bait up out of the moss if you start to retrieve it as soon as it hits the water and you keep your rod tip up, okay?
Okay, because the audio was so tremendously bad on this video. So I'm just going to briefly explain what Davey Height was talking about here, because I asked him about a lure placement, and he was really going over just how you control the fall of the lure and where you want to place it when you do cast, so that way you are making sure that you're getting that lure in front of them. And so what you're wanting to do is making sure that you are either controlling that line when you cast, whether you're letting it fall on a slack line or a control line. So you don't want it too tight, because then it's just going to just swing back to you in a pendulum style. But if you want it to fall straight down, then you just let it fall straight on slack line.